Hello, I'm Collette Warren and I'm a singer-songwriter predominantly in drum and bass. And today I'm going to talk about my journey in music, and then at the end I'm going to do a couple of songs, a couple of my drum and bass songs, but acoustic versions. So first of all, I just wanted to say big love to Urban Creative for asking me to be part of it. I absolutely love what they stand for because it's not just a clothing brand, it's actually a belief. Their slogan, be brave, be kind, create. I mean, it's like a motto for an artist, if you want to succeed, just like be brave, putting your music and your art out there. It is very, very difficult, especially at first. So, you've got to be brave to do that. Be kind, of course, because there's that old saying, like, be kind to people on the way up because you're going to meet them on the way down. And create, well, that goes without saying. So, yeah, big love to Urban Creative Tempter, big love to Charlotte. Thank you for having me. So, yeah, just like to tell you about how I got to where I am now, really. So I grew up in Birmingham and I've always sang, like I've got three big sisters and they've always sang, and we just always sang together around the house, like ever since I can remember, really, and we was always harmonising together. That's why I love harmonies so much. And my dad was a DJ with his little 7 inches. My mum just had music on all the time. So music was just something that was just built in me from a very early age. And then singing is obviously something that I've always done as well, but I just never thought I was good enough, and I just had like zero confidence. So I never really thought it was an option. I just something that I loved doing, wanted to do. Like when I was younger, obviously I wanted to be in a girl band or a pop star, but yeah. So actually, I discovered drum and bass when I was 13. So yeah, it was 23 years ago. God, it's making me feel old. Yeah, and it was just one of those things that as soon as I heard it, it just did something to my brain. Or there's a certain part of my brain that it just did something to, which I'm sure is the same for everybody. And it's almost like I felt like I'd found something special. And then when I was 15, when I was old enough to actually go out to listen to it, well, back in those days, anyone could bloody get in the clubs, but it's a bit different now. But yeah, so my first rave, I was 15 and I went to see Groove Rider, and I was at this rave and I was just like, oh my God, like I've literally found where I belong, because when I was growing up, like I never really felt like I had a place. I always felt like I was a bit of an outsider, or I just didn't belong anywhere. And as soon as I found this drum and bass community and this music, like I was like, yes, I finally found where I belong. And I've spoke to a lot of people about it, and they've actually said the same thing. And I feel like with drum and bass, it's not like misfits, but I feel like everybody that's like in it, in the passion, it's almost like, before they found it, they maybe didn't feel like they had somewhere, or now they found it, they feel like they belong somewhere. I feel like everybody in drum and bass has got a little story to get there. It's a very special music, and once you've found it, you're never leaving it, and you just have it's like, it's not even just a music, it's like a religion. But yeah, with the singing, as I said, always wanted to do it, but just didn't think that I was good enough, really. And back in those days, there wasn't really that many drum and bass vocal songs or vocalists, and there was like Diane Charmaine and Honolulu from Represent, but that was about it, really. A lot of the tunes were kind of made from samples and stuff. And then, I can't remember what year it was, maybe, I think it was about 15 years ago, MC Tarly blew up on the scene with Lyric on My Lip. And I was just like, oh my God, like, who is this girl? Like, she's amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I want to be like her when I grow up. And it just made me think, yeah, but I could be a drum and bass vocalist. And I was like, no, I'm not good enough. And then like Jenna G burst onto the scene, and vocals really started becoming apparent in drum and bass, and it's a thing. Like a drum and bass vocalist is actually a thing. And it was just so inspiring, and I was just really thought, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to be a drum and bass vocalist. But I started like going to like singing schools and stuff like that, and working with like guitarists. I was doing more like acoustic stuff, but I just didn't have that confidence to kind of put my first love of singing to my other love of drum and bass together. And then I actually ended up becoming good friends with Tarly, and we went to the Miami Winter Music Conference together. And we were like in a hotel, and we were getting ready to go out, And I just started singing, getting ready as she did. And she's like, babe, I didn't know you could sing. And I was just like, oh, like, brushing it off. She's like, no, let me hear you sing. And I was just like, oh God, I don't know. So anyway, I was just like, right. So I sang, and and she was just like, why are you not doing anything with this? Like, and I just obviously explained, I just didn't have the confidence, didn't believe in myself. And she was like, right, I'm starting this new jazz band. It's like a jazz kind of neo-soul funk band. I'm looking for backing singers. Do you want to be one of my backing singers? And I was just like, oh my God, like, yeah, dream come true. Cut a long story short, joined the band, toured all over the UK, like amazing like venues like the Jazz Cafe and Ronnie Scott's, and it was just such an incredible experience. And after a year or two, I was just like, I can do this. Like, I can actually do this on my own. So I went to songwriting school and just started picking up pieces for songwriting as well, and started working with some guitarists and writing songs, and I still hadn't quite managed to do a drum and bass tune yet. And then I sang at my friend's wedding. I think it was in like 2009 or 2010 or something. And Freddie was at this wedding, and he, like, after I'd sang, he was like, oh, why aren't you doing any drum and bass? I was like, oh. And he was like, right, let's do a tune together. So we did a tune together. It was called Want You. And then that went, and Lensman put it on his Metalheads podcast. So that was the first time I heard one of my songs on a on a platform. And it was just such a great feeling. I loved it. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And that was it then. I was like, right, that's it, I can do this. And then Skeptical Ash, he heard the song, and he was like, oh, because I've known him for a few years previous to that. And he was like, oh, let's make some music together. So then I started working with Ash, and we did Always Be Mine and Desire and Between the Lines. And I was very, very fortunate that Desire and Always Be Mine got signed to Solar. And Solar was literally the dream label that I always wanted to release on. So that was just such a massive dream come true for me. I'm really sad that label's not around anymore. Well, it is still around, but fresh music can't be coming out. I still stand that I think it's one of the best drum and bass labels that will ever be. But so that release came out, and things just started happening, and started getting gigs and working with loads of different producers, started working with Marky, and it was, I was like so happy that I'd finally actually done this. And then in 2012, I got my first Sun and Bass booking, and it was at Bell Harbour. So in the middle of the pool, to do a PA of a bunch of my songs. And again, it was just such a massive dream, because I've been going to Sun and Bass since 2008. And I used to watch Jenna G do her PAs in the middle of the pool. And I was like, oh my God, I'm actually going to get to do it. What the hell? And so I did that performance, and I feel like that was a real foot in the door for me in my career, I suppose. I feel like, it was almost like a turning point after that performance. And then I've just been biking ever since, making music and gigging around the world. And it's just amazing. In recent years, I put together an EP, my first ever solo EP, Collette Warren EP, and that was on DJ Marky's label, Innerground. And I was, again, lucky enough to work with Marky and Tyler Daly on One Exception. And then I did a tune with Calibre, which was, again, such a dream. Sometimes I actually think, God, did I do a tune with Calibre? So, I just never ever thought it was possible. But, got him on there. And, and it was, again, such a great achievement to finally have my own record. I think you can see it around in the background there. I didn't put that there on purpose, honestly. So that came out, and I done vinyl and stuff, so that was just an amazing feeling, really. And I've put my own band together now. So since when I was backing singer in Tali's band, for me, there's just nothing that beats working with a live band. I love performing over, hosting a DJ set or whatever, or doing a PA, but to perform with actual live instruments is just incredible. So since I was a backing singer in Tali's band, I was always like, one day I'm going to have my own band. And I've got one. It's called Collect the Dots. It's a live drum and bass band. So we do pretty much most of my songs, but live. And then we've wrote a few of our own songs together as well. And yeah, it's amazing. I love it. And we've been playing like festivals and loads of different clubs and around the country and stuff. So obviously this year is meant to play at some festivals, but like everybody else, it's not happening. But yeah, can't wait to get back on the road with the band. Can't wait to get back doing gigs again. But I've been working on so much music in lockdown, like loads. So I can't wait to share that with everybody. And yeah, but thank you so much for listening. I'm going to play a couple of songs now with my guitarist Lurch, who's we've been working together for years on tunes and on with the guitar, and he's in my band. But yeah, so we're going to do One Exception and Desire. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Big love. Mwah. So I'm with my boy Lurch playing guitar for me. He's also a sick producer and DJ. And he's also in my band, plays guitar, Collette the Dots, have a little plug there. So the first song we're going to do is One Exception, featuring DJ Marky and Tyler Daly. But unfortunately, Tyler Daly couldn't make the journey from Manchester to Bristol for a 4-minute video. So yeah, it's just me and Lurch. So yeah, this is One Exception. I'm not gonna sit here and hold my tongue, not for anyone, but you're not just anyone, yeah. I won't let time pass by, lose my mind, not over anyone, but you're not just anyone, won't cry for no one, no, not for no. Won't cry for no one, no, not for no one, nobody but you. You're my one exception, nobody but you. You're my one exception, yeah. I'm gonna quit this fighting, tie and wear me down. I know you're always trying, there when I need you around. All that I ask, all that you give, you know. 'Cause you're not anyone, no, you're not anyone, nobody but you. You're my only lesson, yeah. Nobody but you, yeah, yeah. You're my one exception. Woo! You're my only lesson, yeah. You're my one intention, yeah. Won't cry for no one, no, not for no one. Won't cry for no one, no, not for no one, no, nobody but you. You're my one exception, nobody, nobody, nobody but you, yeah. You're my one exception, yeah. Nobody, nobody, nobody but you. Nobody, nobody, nobody but you. Nobody, nobody, nobody. yeah, yeah. So the second song we're going to do is Desire, which is by Skeptical and myself. Yeah, this is our version. Ba-da-ba-ba, do-dam-do, do-da-ba-ba-ba, yeah. Do-da-ba-ba-ba, shoo-ba-doop-doop-doo, yeah, yeah. Cause and concern, edge of the wire, feel my feet burn, road is on fire, taste and to touch, taking me higher, moments of blushing, yet in desire, Zaire, 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 Zaire. Ooh, wow. Ooh, wow. Ooh, wow. Ooh, wow. Zaire. Cause and concern, edge of the wire, feel my feet burn, road is on fire, taste and to touch, taking me higher, moments of blushing, yearning desire, ba-da-ba-ba, do-da-do, ba-da-ba-ba, do-da-do, ba-da-ba-ba, do-da-do, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, oh. Yearning desire, yeah. Yay. Thank you. Big love to Lurch, big love to Urban Creative, Tempsa, Charlotte. Yeah, big love to all the drum and bass community. I love you.